What's going on YouTube? So Ivanky went ahead and sent out another product here. This is the Fusion Max 1. It's specifically designed for MacBook users. So we're going to take a look at it. We're going to show you what you can use with this dock. Let's jump into it. First, we'll start off with the unboxing experience. On the front of the box, it says designed for Mac OS, quad monitor setup. I don't even know who has quad monitor. If you do, let me see it. Pause. 40 gigabit per second data transfer and up to 6K at 60 Hertz for the monitor. On the back of the box, it just shows you a rundown of all the specifications and pretty much what all the ports do, which is really nice. Let's go ahead and slip off the box. So on the top, you're greeted with the device itself. Very, very well made. It's full metal construction. We're going to get into that in just a second. Removing the second layer, we do have a quick setup guide, and it just shows you, some information you need to know. It shows you a must-read section, some solutions, and any detailed troubleshooting. It'll show you a QR code. How many displays can be connected to certain MacBooks or Mac devices. So the base models of the M1s, M2, M3, M4 can only do single display. The dual display are the M2 Pro chips. So the M1, M2, M3, M4, and soon to be M5 can do the dual display, and the M1, M2, M3, M4 Max can be the quad displays. Up to 4 displays, which is insane. I don't know how many people actually have that, but if you do, you're crazy. Underneath that, you have more detailed instructions within that pamphlet. There's like at least 200 pages in there. And then you also have some extra rubber feet within this. So you can either lay it flat or standing up, depending on your setup. If you want to mount this, you can mount this under your desk as well. And then it also comes with some Velcro straps, which is pretty cool. So if you need to do some cable management, you got that right there. Underneath that, you have 2 boxes. In the first box, you have your power adapter and your HDMI cable. The power brick, I should say, is pretty huge, but pause. That's going to be able to deliver all the power most of the power that's needed. I read some comments on, Amazon and also other Reddit posts and YouTube saying that you do have to have your MacBook also plugged into a power source. So don't just have this plugging in and drawing power. You have to have your MacBook plugged in as well with the original 80 watt minimum power supply. And on the second box, you do have a USB cable as well as the docking cable. And that's pretty much everything you get within this box. Now let's do a rundown of the actual device itself. So on the front of the device, you have a LED light, two Thunderbolt 4 ports, which can display 6K, 60 FPS or 60 Hertz. You also have 2 USB-A 10 gigabit per second ports, a PD port at 30 watts at 10 gigabit per second, and just a regular data transfer 10 gigabit per second port. And then you also do have a SD card, a TF card, and a line in for headphones and headset. It'll be able to play audio as well as receive audio. And then, like I said, the actual device itself, this is a full metal design. It's going to be able to be good for heat dissipation. It will be a little hot on the outside sometimes, but it's just so it's cooling off, all around, so the internals aren't heating up like crazy. So don't put anything on top of it, and make sure it's in a well ventilated area, of course. On the back of the device, you do have a line out port specifically for headphones or speakers or stuff. You also have an optical port, 2 more additional 10 gigabit per second USB-A ports, and then you have a LAN port as well for your Ethernet, another USB-A 10 gigabit per second port, a 4K HDMI, you have 2 of those, and then another 2 6K 60 Hertz. So you could either use 4 of those display ports on the back, or you can use 2 on the front. You can mix and match as well, but just has to be configured to your device. So if your device can only use 1 extra, then it can use 1 extra. If it can use 2, then it can use 2. And then on the side of that is where the signal is going to be transported from your MacBook to the dock. You also have a Kensington lock as well as your power. Kensington? I don't know how to pronounce it. But that's pretty much everything you get within the rundown of this device itself. It plugs in with that 1 cable. It's cool because, 1 cable solves all of it. And it's nice that picks up both cables rather than just one, because number one, I feel more secure with it having two rather than one. It just feels weird if it just has one. That way it has more support and strength, so you don't accidentally like break it. But if you do break it, then you might have to buy a replacement cable. So I did buy a vertical stand, so that way I can actually dock my MacBook on the side. But if you do have like a Mac Studio or a Mac Mini, then you don't have to worry about that, obviously. So what I use is a USB hub underneath my desk that has my peripherals, which I'll change over time, which has like, you know, my microphone, keyboard, mouse, webcam, and an extra hard drive. I plug that in with another USB-C port on the front with a 10 gigabit per second transfer speed, and it handles it no matter what, really, really fast as well. And that just allows me to be able to switch between my peripherals and all that I just mentioned from my MacBook to my other PC. That way I don't have to worry about any of that. Ivanky, I've been using for about a week. I haven't had any issues when it came to this device. I haven't even pushed it to its absolute limits. I do use the front port for my headphones. I use the Soundcore headphones. Some people have asked if I still use them. I do use them. I use it with a wire now rather than Bluetooth, specifically for my, PC work. So when I'm editing and stuff, I'll use it on those ones. It doesn't sound as good, those headphones specifically, wired, because that headphone isn't really meant to be wired. It's just like an additional thing. But if you have really good wired headphones, then this thing would be really, really good for receiving that data. So, all right, so I know some people want to see exactly what it looks like. I have it plugged in here. I have an SD card, an SSD right there, my peripherals all connected to this device. I also have, this cable that you can also use to charge your phone with the PD port. But here's what it looks like. So I'm about to finish this video right now, and it's handling no problem. The frame rate and everything, let me show you. This is what it says. Scepter P30 at 85 Hertz. So it just went pass through for the HDMI, and it's giving me a little bit faster refresh rate still, which is really nice. So the fact that I'm able to do all this, video edit, have all my hard drives, have two SD cards, because I could still plug in my SD card on the MacBook itself. Now I can have two SD cards, all my peripherals, all my hard drives, all on this device, which is super helpful for video editing because you need all that to be able to manage a bunch of stuff. So super helpful, really nice to be able to have multiple displays. So if I decide to use this display right here, then I'm able to use it, no problem. Yeah, without further ado, if you guys really want to check out this Ivanky product, I really recommend it. It has definitely changed my game when it comes to video editing and progression overall for video work. If you guys want to check it out, link in the description down below to buy, and I'll see you guys in the next one.